Abi sopayı getiriyorsun, ekmeği veriyorsun.
This goes on forever.
That was
You'll never get harassed.
Maşallah. Bahadayı.
Whoa! Guess what? We came to look for chicken wings. Hello.
Sup?
Sup? Sup? Hey.
What's up?
We've just rented a car and we're on our way to Urfa.
From Adiyaman it's approximately 2 hours. This is our whip for the next 5 days.
It's like my old car. And we've rented it for 5 days. Urfa, Mardin and then Diyarbakır. And then we'll come back to Adiyaman to return the car. But are you ready for a little adventure? We're almost in Urfa now and I'm seeing a lot of constructions, high rises, big tall buildings and apartments, and we're probably about 10 miles from the centre itself. My kind of assumptions were that it's going to be small, you know, desert kind of surrounding just land, but it's actually a city of 2 million people. Who would have thought that? Who would have thought that?
Big, I mean it's got super ancient history, but I didn't realise there was so much development going on and just high sky rises. But whenever you see it on TV, it's always like the old town, one section of the city, and then that's like it. And then I just kind of had some impression that the whole city looked like the ancient times. Alright, so we've just arrived and I've managed to find parking about 20 meters away from the hotel. For 3 days, so Friday, Saturday till Sunday morning, we're paying 50 liras. Our hotel is down this road in this mini street, and this is like in Morocco, the same kind of architecture, same kind of streets, same sounds.
Feels like Morocco. This is our hotel. Welcome to our room. This is the toilet. I'll go first to the toilet because it's just there. Really clean, really new. And then there's not much of a room at all, it's just a room. And this is the bed. And this is the ceiling. It's quite high. This hotel dates back to before the Ottomans. How amazing. How amazing.
Our hotel is like in the centre of the old town in Urfa, near Balıklıgöl, and it's incredibly busy. I didn't expect it to be this busy, to be honest. We're now walking through the bazaar and we've come across the Gümrükhane, and we've just taken a pit stop break.
In what looks like a modern day cafe, but actually this was built in 1566, about 500 years ago, as a pit stop
Oh, we've got a
for...
coffee.
Oh, we've got a coffee. It was used as a stop for the travellers, no, for the merchants on the Silk Road. So they would stay in the hotels above us, and then the market was basically built around it. Now we've got our Menengiç coffee, and this is made of pistachio. It's caffeine free, and it's made from roasted
pistachio tree seeds.
Yeah.
Very unique. I don't think you can get it anywhere else. As a coffee.
It's very good. It is very good. I like my caffeine, but sometimes I don't need the headache that comes with caffeine. Guess what? We came to look for chicken wings! We walked all the way around the old town, but everything was shut. Like, almost everything was shut at 7, 8-ish. So we found this mall, just 5 minutes drive from where we're staying.
Iris is sick of having kebab, so we're going to go for a typical franchise.
A kebab, like, every day for the past 4 weeks. Has it been 4 weeks? Probably.
I don't know who comes to Urfa and eats Popeyes. Like, what are you doing?
I don't know either. I didn't expect to eat Popeyes in Urfa, but everything was closed, so...
And we've been eating Adana Urfa kebab,
Yeah.
shish, like everyday kebab. Like.
I said I wanted noodles, like dry noodles and fried chicken. Istanbul or something.
But not in the southeast, there aren't many choices. Maybe in Antep you'll find more.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't find anywhere to eat sushi, for example. Like, you just wouldn't.
Maybe you would, we never know. We'll have to find
if
sushi.
If it exists, let us know if it exists. Or like a Thai food.
I
like
do
Thai.
want sushi and I want noodles.
Or like Thai food.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're in the mall in the food section, it's classic.
You got McDonald's there actually.
Burger King, right there.
Then you've got the classic Donerci, Bursa Kebapçı. Guess how much this is? I paid 26.95 TL, which is about £2. Good morning, we've got a full day here in Urfa and we're starting the day with exploring the back streets and then we are going to Balıklıgo. Through all the gold section in the puzzle. Oh, sure, there's a rabbit.
Yeah.
And it's all just gold. Gold, gold, gold. Mehmet's gonna buy me gold. This is a fırın in the puzzle. It's basically an oven and everyone comes to get fresh bread and you can also make home cooked stuff and then you take it here and then they'll put it in the oven for you. But look at it.
Selam, sağ olasın. Fresh bread.
We just got offered fresh bread. What, you want to dip that in as well?
No, I'm just gonna... This is one of the meals that's been taken. So there's patates, biber, peppers.
They're very good.
Abi sopayı getiriyorsun, ekmeği veriyorsun.
So with Hüseyin abi who owns the little shop in the bazaar. Again, there's a loud motorcycle going past. Show them the cat, show them. So the speciality of him is spices. Urfa is known for its spices and they dry the vegetables in the summer in an organic way. What they do is dry these spices, and this is the end result, but it's a really long process. They essentially lay out the vegetables in the top of the roofs or in the gardens. They then put it on strings, so you can see it hangs around. It takes around 15 to 30 days for this to dry. In the factory made way, these are cooked in the oven. so this is much more healthy, and it's used in the local dishes. So Urfa is known for its spicy food.
Yemek olmayacak. Bir yerde aç pişmeyecek. Kazan pişmeye duman çıktığı yerde ondan
We are now walking with Mustafa Dayı, who's showing us around the market.
He's a local.
We just met him, he joined us, and now he's going to show us around the rest of the pazar.
Just said, this is what he does.
Ha, gel bak burada yapıyor, gel bak.
He's gonna show us his workshop now. So this is in Urfa, famous for handcraft made stuff, and it's been going on for centuries like this, where they make stuff from handmade everything.
Eli sana kullanıyor. Sağlam bir kız bak, sağlam bak.
So
Bak.
Hüseyin abi makes these as well.
Buna da yorum yapıyoruz.
Bu ne emmi?
Ha, bu işte o kahve dibegi.
Kahve dibesi.
Buna azıcık kahveyi dögerler, kivakaları içerler. Damak tadı verir.
Tahtadan
ha,
yapılma.
Buna derler kahve dibegi, dibege vurdukça oynar yüreği. Ne sen gelin olur, ne sen yüreği. Hop hop eder gelin göbeği.
Bu kahveyi buraya mı koyuyorlar?
Ha, buraya koyacak.
They brew the coffee in here, the beans. So this is to brew the coffee beans. Merhaba.
Merhaba. Çok teşekkürler.
So when they get the coffee beans, they'll break it and smash it, and they'll make it granule by putting it in there. And they'll use this, and this is handmade by Hüseyin Dayı.
İngiliz.
İngiliz.
And this one is also handmade by him using the chisel. I don't know what else he's used. Kaç günde bitti bu anda? 5 ay. This took him 5 months to do this by hand. This is like incredible.
Like any Turkish custom, he's invited us to have chai right in front of his workshop. So thank you so much, Mustafa Dayı. Teşekkürler.
Right, it doesn't tip. He sells this one for 750 liras, which is approximately 75 pounds or $80. One of his customers had it for 29 years. It's a lifetime guarantee. This isn't IKEA. Made. Here's the wheel he's made by hand to be featured in the dizis such as Dirilish Ertuğrul. He used to be a wrestler. Mashallah, look at his forearm. He used to be a wrestler in the 70s, but his parents didn't let him leave Urfa. He listens because he's respected as the older brother. He was showing off his forearm.
Bu Türk kası.
Evet.
Türk kası yani. Bizimki öyle.
Kolay gelsin.
Mashallah, bahadayı.
Wow. Okay, so now we're in Barutçuhane. There's a lot of inns in this marketplace. Basically, these were, as we said yesterday, we went into one just as we arrived, but it's basically where the merchants used to stop over from the Silk Road, and now it's cafes and restaurants.
Okay, so we're about to go to the Bakırlar Çarşı, which is the copper bazaar, and you'll just see a lot of handcrafts, other craftsmen who make products using copper.
into the action where all the banging is. This is what they're making, and this is the finished product. Just look at the detail on it. I know it's quite loud, but this is what you get. So this one takes him a day to finish. Just doing that all day.
How much does it cost?
Lira.
Evet.
300 lira.
It costs £300, 300 lira, which is £30.
Bu 150.
150.
Buna yazı yazabiliyor.
Evet. So this one costs 300 lira, which is about £30. And that takes him a day to do. Imagine that.
Bak şu kolaysız halı. Tamam mı? Bak şu da kalanlı halı. So he's saying before it looks like this, where it's not cleaned, it could be rusty. Through the process that this craftsman is doing here, it becomes shiny and ready to use. They would cook meals in this for lots of people. Weddings or big families. They would do one big meal, for example, and they would eat that regularly back in the day. You can see the difference before and after the process. The colour changes here. You can see the colours. And this is the difference here again. You can see how shiny this is. So they've got patterns engraved on here. And they're using this, which is steel, which basically prints onto the copper the different patterns. That's how you get this effect.
The difference between being in Urfa and being in the Grand Bazaar, for example, or Marrakesh, is that here everyone's really friendly. They let you come into the shop, take pictures, they explain to you how the process is, what they're making, whereas you don't really get that in touristy places like the Grand Bazaar. Goes on forever.
It's like a maze.
It's like a maze. And one thing about Turkey is that the sellers aren't pushy as well. So you can just say no, walk away, and they won't force you to, chase after you and buy stuff.
That was
You'll never get harassed here.
So we're now with the blacksmith Sajusta right behind me, continuing the craft as he did for centuries. He's just made the shishis that are used for the kebabs. Right here. Biz İngiltere'deyiz.
İngiltere'de beraber.
Everyone has a speciality. So right now you've got the blacksmith here, and beside him you've got the carpenter making furniture. one's doing metalwork, one does woodwork.
We're just taking a break because we've been walking around the bazaar. I never know what to call it. Bazaar.
Çarşı.
Same. We're just drinking water. We're gonna have coffee, and then we'll get going again. It's quite hot. I think it's about 30 degrees. We're about to go into all the carpet areas now. So.
Handmade.
It's not well. And this from Anatolia, Iran. Where are you from?
Ben Türk'üm.
Ben Filipinli.
Filipinli. Endonezya'ya yakın.
Merhaba.
This from cows.
Kaz.
Yeah.
Geliyor yanınıza bir dakika. Şunu çekeyim.
Bu 70 yıl.
70 years old.
And this from Şanlıurfa. And this Uyanşehir, Karacadağ. 100 years.
This one. 100 years.
And this color is not well.
Bu ne kadar?
Bunun fiyatı size 100 TL. Ama size.
100 TL.
Yani başka yerde belki 5 lira. Yok. Ama
Saying special price for you.
Ne kadar? 100
Yeah. 100 liras.
istiyorum.
Stages through the foundation. The second phase is they do the design by needle, by hand. These are all handmade. And some of them are super old, like this one here is 100 years old.
Teşekkürler.
She's been invited for another tea. Probably our fifth of the day, and it's already it's not even the after.
sugar.
Yok teşekkürler. Şekersiz.
Very nice. Şekersiz.
Sabahtan beri.
Ha, burada. Lütfen. Teşekkürler.
You don't really get an option. You just have to. You get a seat, and you get asked to have a tea with them. Şeker almıyor.
Teşekkürler.
And we've got the baby cats just sleeping here.
Mommy cat, baby cat.
Benim yanımda bu hiçbir yerde yok. Çünkü bu boyalar yok. Helal olsun.
Evet.
Onu tanıyorsun.
Ben de çok beğendim. Bordo rengi zaten
Merhaba abi.
Gelin oturun, gelin oturun.
Daim oğlu
Sağ
buyurun.
olasın, var olasın.
O böyle otur.
Biraz senin ailenle beraber.
So we're with Halil Usta, and he has handmade carpets and kilims here. He's saying that you can't really find these handmade kilims anymore, and because of COVID, business has been considerably down. Therefore, you can get these for super cheap compared to elsewhere. And once these are moved to the western part of the country or exported, they go for like 10-15 times more. And some of these are still very old, like this one here is 70 years old. Dayı bu ne kadardı?
Hangisi? Bu 150 lira.
150. This is 150 liras. So that's approximately £15. So
Even less with 11.
for simplicity, we'll divide by 10. on the exchange rate at the moment. But yeah, like it's incredibly cheap. For compared to like Marrakesh, when we went to Marrakesh, it'd be like $50 to $100 for something like this minimum.
So we're gonna buy this one.
Daha büyük ve
So we're gonna buy this one for I think Iris' sister.
daha harika.
This is quite thin as well,
Bu daha ince ve ilk başta ben sana dedim.
and he's gonna offer this one at a discounted price for 250 lira. We're on the high street, just next to the old bazaar. There's lots of shops open. It's super busy. Lots of crowds.
On the left. As you can see, with all the smoke around us, all I can smell is jam and kebab. I'm just so hungry, I'm gonna pass out. We're now walking towards Balakligo and we're gonna eat something. And we're having lahmacun ve pide. So our meal for lunch probably will cost us around 60. Each one was about 20 something lira. So maybe around £6, which is pretty good considering we're right next to Balakligo, which is quite central. Balakligo is actually one of the most visited places in the southeast of Turkey, but it's still not very well known to the Western tourists. And as you can see all around us, it's quite busy. It's the weekend. It's actually a Saturday.
This is where Prophet Abraham was born in Urfa. This is why it's so important here, why it's so famous. And he supposedly was put in a fire by the then ruler King Nemrut, as Prophet Abraham didn't consider him to be a god. And when he was put in the fire then turned into this river.
You can't eat the fish because it's considered holy. So if you eat it, legend says that you will go blind.
But it's a really nice park around here. It's all green and it's like got nice cafes around here, so you can relax, sit in the shade, eat some food, drink coffee, drink tea. Lots of cute animals and dogs, cats everywhere.
It's just like a family park, so everyone walks around here, especially on the weekend. As you can see, it's quite packed. A lot of people come.
Now let's show you. We're now walking up to the castle, which is right next to the mosque that you just saw. As you walk up, there's loads of cafes and it's really nice. And actually some of them are carved into the mountain, so you actually have a cave. This is a nice view of the city, especially at sunset right now.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So we were down there earlier.
Yeah, so you might be wondering why foreign tourists don't visit here. I think a lot of that is probably due to the fact that this is southeast Turkey. It's known to be dangerous, but from what I've seen today, it's completely safe. There are a lot of local tourists, but we didn't really see many foreign tourists here. I still really highly recommend it. If you like off the beaten path, then this is probably for you. There are you know, plenty of people here waiting for guests to come. They are really
Welcoming.
hospitable. Welcoming is an easier word. They're really welcoming. They will just, yeah, it's been really great today.
If you don't want pushy salespeople, if you want people to explain the history and the culture, if you want nice food,
Yeah.
if you want to feel like you're going back in time, then Urfa is the place to be.
Yeah, it really is. And also the price is really good in comparison to what you get maybe in Istanbul. I really didn't expect to be seeing what I saw today here in Urfa. Yeah, come visit!